I love it when you talk dirty.
The first topic that I want to get into, I feel like we live in a new generation, a new age.
Yes.
A lot of things are changing. I feel like a lot of things are accepted today that wouldn't have been accepted in the 90s, 80s, 70s, or whatnot.
Right.
And I feel like one of those huge things that are accepted now is like alternative lifestyles or relationships. So like the question I want to ask y'all, do y'all feel like monogamy is dying?
I feel like monogamy was never really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people like to have the title of being monogamous. People like to pretend that they're happily married and with this one person forever.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, 95% of people, somebody's cheating in that relationship or in that marriage
At
or
some
have
point.
cheated
Mm-hmm.
at some point, like you said. So I feel like it's just more open now. Like people are more accepting. Like everybody independent, everybody working. Nobody really needs the other person. So you're with who you're with. Y'all together. But it's up to y'all to, make these decisions. Are we comfortable enough in our relationship to do this? If not,
Right.
the person cheats. Somebody cheating. I don't care. So I feel like monogamy is not as preached about as it was before, or it's not like when you hear somebody mess with somebody else and they in a relationship, you're not surprised. It's not. I'm caught off guard. Gasp. It's not. It's none of that. So I feel like it is more normalized now.
Yeah, I feel like cheating in a way is more accepted.
It is.
Well, I can't even say that because even back then, I feel like cheating was accepted. It was like, okay, I accept that you're cheating, but for the sake of the family, you still want to keep the family together.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like monogamy was never the norm even back then because people were still cheating outside of their relationships.
Exactly.
But to cover things up or to maintain a certain image, more couples will stay together. I feel like now more people are willing to leave, I want to say. But I feel like monogamy was, like real monogamy to me is not cheating, not stepping out on your relationship.
None of that.
So I feel like that was never the case in any era. Like even back in the medieval times, men would having multiple women.
Or male lovers, like the people that used to go to war together, they would have
fuck
their
each other in the ass. Yeah.
They would have their lover. So
Oh my God.
I don't think
But that's how they do it. That's the only way they can do it.
I don't think
love
monogamy
the
is
gays, so I'm not
unrealistic.
disrespecting.
I don't think monogamy is unrealistic, but I think it's like super far fetched. I feel like it's rare.
Do you
I
feel
don't
like
feel like it's natural.
Do you feel like it's rare for a person to just only want one person for the rest of
No.
their life?
I feel like for some people, like, let's not blanket like our feelings on everyone else. I feel like for some people it's possible, but I don't think monogamy is necessarily like the norm. I don't think it's in us to just want one person for the rest of our lives. And once we can have like those conversations amongst each other, then yeah, like we'll be able to like get to the next step of being able to live a full life. Like we literally are just on a spinning rock in the middle of nowhere in a vast fucking universe filled with billions of galaxies. So it's like, all right, so I'm supposed to be with one speck?
And it's like who made these rules?
Forever.
Like the whole rules of being monogamous came from providing for a household. So it's like,
yeah, it's really based off of like corporate, like
it's not
money
really,
hungry capitalism.
like you said, it's unrealistic to the point. Like I just feel like it's unrealistic because no matter if you're with one person, you see somebody that look good, you be like, they look good, or you be like,
You
oh,
got
I
eyes.
hate that, or you think, okay, what you would do, like you imagine what you would do with this person. So I feel like that's not monogamous still. Like you're having these carnal thoughts, and like you said, it's not natural. Like you are a person that want and have needs and have desires. So I don't know.
But how much is this set up by men just wanting to own a woman, and then the woman, you know what I mean? Like how much of this is set up by just men and women, I guess, equally just being like, you're mine and only mine, and that's
Like
it.
possessive.
And
It's
I'm not
selfish.
gonna step out, so you can't step out. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of this is set up based off of men wanting to be like the pure or the sole sexual provider in a woman's life. Like I'm sure there's more women than not that would be open to open relationships or swinging, but there's a lot less men who are willing to allow their woman to step out.
And it's the men that can't get the job done most of the time. So I'm confused as to why they feel like they should have that power or authority. I went through this phase of being against the patriarchy because I felt like men want to control women. When men felt like we needed to listen to them, obey them. We were here to serve them. And I was just like, no, I'm cool on that. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people in monogamous relationships are scared to have that conversation with their partner, um, you know, because they are afraid of their partner's reaction to it. So it's like they don't know the response they are going to get, because it's like, okay, if I come to my girlfriend or my boyfriend about being open or inviting somebody else inside the bedroom, they fear that they can end their relationship. It's like,
It's
oh, you thinking of,
frightening.
yeah, it's like so you already thinking about other people.
Right.
I want a divorce, or I want to break up because you not just focused on me.
Yeah.
It's like they can't even have a conversation without the other person flipping out. And I kind of feel like you shouldn't be in a relationship like that if you feel like you can't even come to your partner and
y'all
have
can't
those
have
type of
open
conversations.
dialogue.
Yeah, like you can't have open dialogues. Now, what I wanted to ask y'all, so for people who are truly monogamous and only want one sexual partner for the rest of their life, do you feel like most of the people who are okay with being monogamous, do you feel like most of those people have like a low sex drive?
I don't necessarily think they have a low sex drive. I just feel like they literally only have eyes for that person. I only have feelings with you for you. I only want to be with you. Some people can have a low sex drive, but like some people be really all into one person. Like I do know people that are devoted and obsessed with their one person, and I look at them like, dang, y'all 10 years in your relationship and y'all still in love.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm just like, how?
You got to really work for that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's another job.
it's not necessarily something that. It's not necessarily something that is just magically happens. Like you have to really work hard at keeping the flame alive, doing things, thinking about things, texting certain things. Like you have to. It's not. I feel like this goes for people who can allow themselves to be in open relationships or alternative relationship dynamics as well. It's not that we just wake up one day and just this magic button hits. It's like realizing that there's something in the relationship system that's not working, and we're going to start working for it another way. Is it easier just to go along with monogamy? Bitch, yes. You know what I mean? Is it easier because ignorance is bliss? But same with, is it easier just to allow your relationship to die out and fizzle out? Yes, it is. But it's harder to like say, wake up in the morning like, I'm gonna do this to make my partner feel special, or I'm gonna do this to make them, look at me in this way, and then it does kind of like create like this little game, or create like this little fire inside of you, continuously wanting to like feed your partner in. And I feel like that shit dies out when you stop. It's only when you stop doing those things. It's only when you just assume your partner is always going to be there, or assume your partner is always going to be just as attracted to you or just as into you as the first day. You have to consistently work up to that.
Right.
Like that never ends. Ever.
I agree. I also feel like a lot of people have a fear that their partner would like the other person more.
That's a big
like
factor.
they would, that feelings for them would fizzle and grow stronger for that other person. So even if they're not even an insecure person,
But that means that you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like
I was about to say that's where communication comes
true.
in. I'll have to communicate and really check in with each other and be like, hey, babe, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Are you okay with this? If you were jealous while we were interacting with each other in an intimate way, let's talk about it. Let's see where it comes from. How can I make you feel more secure about where we stand at? Like, all of those things have to be talked about between y'all two before y'all. I feel like, especially with me and Jazz, like, I always try to make sure, like, we in a good space and we in a good place before we invite somebody else in the bedroom. So that way, it can be like we added to it and we're not dependent on that.
Yeah,
it's
true.
like, okay, this is a plus. Like, this is like a icing on the cake for us, but we still got the cake.
So y'all not adding an extra person to make your relationship better. You wait till your relationship is in a good space.
Solid.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's good. That's smart. I like that, actually. Because a lot of people use it. They be like, okay, I'm trying to fix my relationship. Let
me go ahead and have a threesome.
Like, say if a girl's in a relationship with a nigga and he been cheating on her left and right, or let me try to bring in a third. Like, all he gonna do is fuck her behind your back now.
Like,
it's just already a recipe for a disaster.
Yeah.
But I feel like society just gets scared when we don't bend to their rules and we think it's something outside the box. It's like it's always been like that. Like, back in the day, you say like some women got hung who were accused of being witches or whatnot.
Right.
Anytime somebody was different or they threaten the norm of what society was supposed to be. They always got put aside as an outcast or whatever.
Right.
So.
Or burned at the stake.
Yep. And it's like, even when we started to realize like we weren't meant for monogamy, I feel like the number one thing that is people's friends in this situation is having what I call radical truth time. Like, I would tell them, like, we need to have like radical truth, like unfiltered, just truth, honesty, like lay it all out. And I would even say things like, before we even do this, I need to get in the gym. Like, I need to feel good about myself.
Exactly.
I need to, and it might not even be something like I want to change anything about my body, but I need to start providing my confidence with evidence that I'm like moving toward, at least towards my goals or my body positivity or anything like that, and feeling better about myself. Or like, with him, it's like, if we are not 100%, if I don't feel like our confidence or our bond is where it needs to be, we got to slow down. Yeah. Like, it's just really implementing those real discussions that a lot of couples just don't do, unfortunately.
So I have a question for you guys. At what point did you realize, okay, we don't want to do the monogamy thing anymore, we want to invite somebody else in? And like, what point was it that you realized that, and like, what made you comfortable enough to do it, to actually execute it?
Within the first 3 months, we talked about it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, in the past, it's been a few relationships to where I did cheat, but it'll always be because, I'm not saying I wasn't in the wrong, I definitely was in the wrong, but like, I'll present the option to like whatever girl I was dating, because they'll tell me how they did shit with other women, and they enjoyed it, and they experimented and all of that. I'm like, all right, well, I love women just like you do. How about we share that experience together? They'd be like, nigga, please. They would just dismiss the fuck out of me and blow me off. Or they'd be like, no, I'm not sharing you. I love you or like you too much. And I always resented them. Because of that, it's like, okay, they got to experiment and have fun, but they want to just put me in a box. And I feel like the more women try to like control me or put shackles on me, the more I resented that and rebelled against it, and I kind of like went off and did my own thing. It's like, cool, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing, you're not gonna know about it, and have my fun on the side, still be the best boyfriend you would sound.
Exactly, because I don't want to be
and then it was the same when it kind of like triggered him. We would have these conversations and I would let him know, like,
took some work for sure.
I can't ever see myself in a relationship that doesn't involve like me seeing women, like, and if you don't let me, I'm gonna eventually cheat.
I'm still going to cheat.
I'm gonna cheat with a woman.
And real quick, and I don't even look at that as cheat, because like, I get like, even if it's not with me, like, I'm cool with her still doing things for women even though I'm not involved. Like, just the fact that she's doing something with another woman's to turn on for me or whatnot. So I don't even get mad about it. I even told my past girlfriends, like, yo, if you want to go out and have sex with another woman,
that's fine,
be my guest. Yeah, that's fine with me. All I would ask is like, hey, let's have our fun too, every now and again. And they just wasn't even cool with that. It's like, fuck, all right. So I feel like I was always getting the short end of the stick, or I was getting that, oh, you're a nice guy. I'd rather do this with like a bad boy or the fun type of guy. And I hated that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all feel like that strengthens your relationship? Like, does it add excitement? Like,
if we are very like, if we're adamant on our communication and like making sure that home is right first, because it's super easy to get caught up in it all, and it's super easy to like just use that as a means of like keeping it frisky. You know what I mean? Like a quick. So as long as we're both like self-aware, like, okay, let's work on us for a little bit, or let's get through this and let's get through that, and not rush into the next, because there's. For y'all to say that it is not hard to get a threesome. I'm just telling y'all. And it definitely is not
hard.
No, it's really not. Like,
I be out here like, it's pulling teeth for me. Like,
nah, it's really not.
I think I mean,
when you have a willing partner to, you know what I mean? I'm talking about like the dating, being a couple and dating and bringing women and stuff. That shit isn't hard. So it's like, it gets overwhelming quick, especially when you're two people who are attractive and have some things going on in life and can talk and, personality and things like that. It's really not difficult. So it gets overwhelming quick when there's like women after woman after woman.
I would say because it was so easy for us to get women to be our third, we had to become selective in a sense, because it's like we would just be sharing ourselves too
so many
much,
people,
and they not bringing nothing to the table. They just
Yeah.
getting free meals out of us and
Yeah.
whining and dining them, and then they head over heels or whatnot, and we don't even connect with them like that. So we kind of had to take a step back because we start feeling like hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A little
yeah,
bit.
you just
Little
using me for
Tatiana,
my money.
especially
Yeah,
this
we
summer
felt
was
bad. Like women
wild.
would tell us how, you know, they see long term with us or they
And y'all just
fucking
like-
with us heavy. It's
Yeah.
like, damn, we ain't really feel the same
Yeah.
connection with you or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of caused us to be more selective in a sense.
That's good. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
So let me ask you this. Oh, my bad, babe. What you
I
done
didn't
with your
know.
point?
I was
Okay.
just ad-libbing.
So what's your ideal relationship? Like, would you
Ideal?
want to be monogamous, or would you want to like have a partner that y'all have fun and invite a third every now and again?
So I would like to be. I won't say I would be big into polygamy. I would want to be monogamous for the most part, but have like, oh, it's our birthday. It's my birthday. It's your birthday. Let's do this. Or we going on a trip. Let's do this. Like I wouldn't like it. Wouldn't be
Spontaneity.
just exactly. It wouldn't be like a everyday or every like a weekly thing.
Right.
Monthly would be cool, but like
That's kind of where we are, like
yeah,
every couple months type shit.
exactly. So I wouldn't want to do it like. I wouldn't want to have like a permanent person where it's like we got this schedule where
It's a
on
lot.
Friday, yeah, you coming
Yeah.
over. No, I just want it to be
Especially
us.
now that I
Was that on P Valley? They had the Mercedes experience.
Yes. I'm trying
What,
to
the
get somebody the
Mercedes
Angel LA
Yeah.
experience.
Or is it the Mercedes experience?
It's the
or
Mercedes
Tomorrow
experience.
she was fucking
Yeah.
the dude and his wife.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what they
yeah.
called it when she would come
And the
over.
nigga got mad. I didn't understand why the nigga got. I would have been happy. Like, bro, I
They
said,
weird.
I guess that's the
Right,
thing. Like a lot of
right.
niggas. So I'm realizing now a lot of niggas are not cool with that. Like say like they think they want that at first, and then when they see that their woman is really like into the
Yeah.
woman, they holding hands. It's feelings involved.
like-
niggas get insecure. They
They
get just like, oh,
do.
you catching feelings for her. Like me, I adore that about her because I love seeing her in her element. Like she's happy, like just her being all bubbly and happy with another woman. I don't feel like that takes away from what we have.
I'm gay as fuck.
Yeah,
I feel like
like,
with
I
always tell
women,
people I'm
I feel like
gay
I
and
lucked up
heterosexual.
making her fall in love with me because I feel like she's truly queer and gay as
Yeah.
fuck. Like, but like I love seeing her elements. I don't ever want to feel like I'm holding her back. So I don't
Yes.
feel like an asshole if I be like, no, you want to fuck with me now. You not fucking with no other
I feel
woman.
like that's not fair because she got desires for men and women. Why can't she explore both? You know she not going nowhere. She
Ex-
rocking with you. So
exactly.
like, what's the issue?
A lot of niggas don't like a lot of niggas like, I don't want
Women
nobody.
so
I don't want another
sensual
girl
together though,
So,
like,
a
and
lot of
I feel
niggas
like
don't like that.
that's too much for them. It's too intense because women like really like.
Yo, it gets hot. It gets intense with women,
Yes.
and for a man to see that, I guess in the situation with the Mercedes experience on P Valley, I feel like he was an old head, so he
Yeah.
probably
He was
wasn't.
old school,
Yeah,
so
so he
Old
probably
He
school
wanted to be
don't
all
like
about
that.
him.
Yeah, so he probably
They forgot
saw
him.
that
His
for the
ass was
first
there.
time.
Exactly.
And
Oh,
was like,
you
I
see?
ain't never made her feel this way, or I never made Mercedes make a
Holding
face
my
like that.
hand
I
and
never even made my own wife make a face like that.
Because you're not a woman. That's the thing. A man is not a woman. A woman is not a
Right,
man.
like
in
there's
certain
some things that I
This
can
is a
only
separate
solely
type of thing.
experience
Yeah.
with a woman. Period. Like there ain't nothing like to top what I can experience with a woman with a man. Like it's just two different worlds.
Exactly.
Yeah, my dick would have been if I seen you like how it was in P Valley, like how y'all was interacting and you know being intimate with each other. Y'all was really into it. Cause like if I feel like you're not into it, then my dick not gonna be as hard, and I'm not
saying.
gonna be as into it.
Let me